Here we have Cardmaster on one side and Ben Madsen on the other. Cardmaster is PARANOiA. So Ben Madsen, I just saw him transferring to A3 right now. So this, it looks like this is their first time playing on A3. Either that or it might be a new card, but I didn't get to see if it was a new card or not. We'll see. So let's see what they pick for their warm-up. This pool is going to be level 15 star to 17. That means both players pick 2 each of level 15, 16, and 17, and they have the option to pick another 16 instead of one of the 15s. So the highest level in DDR right now is level 19. So now we are starting to see 17s. That's the 3rd highest in the game. We're seeing very hard content start to show up. It's only going to get harder from here. Oh, yes. My mistake. They are able to swap in a 14 instead of a 16. So we have... So it looks like they're opting to choose a 13 for their warm-up. Let's see which one they end up picking. All right. Oh, they're picking Leading Cyber. That's
a chart.
Is this their warm-up or is this their actual song pick?
13s wouldn't be legal, so this has to be a warm-up.
This is... Who would pick this as a warm-up? I guess Ben Madsen. This is
Ben Madsen, the OG.
This
Around
is
long enough to know this chart.
This is absolutely a choice for a warm-up. PARANOiA opting to play this on shuffle. Honestly, I relate to that. This chart has some very, very strange turns.
Magnet asked what year is it, and
yes,
correct.
This is absolutely a boomer chart. This is from, I want to say, Third Mix.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, Third Mix. This is one of the oldest songs in the game. It's not something you would expect to see at a tournament, but it's good to see songs from 20, almost 25 years ago at this point. Oh, is it Fourth Mix? Yeah. Is it Grady Usyk Cyber that's Third Mix?
That sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Tactile Dactyl, is there a page that links to all the streams? Yes. If you look on the Ohio twitter.com/OhioDDR, I believe the pinned message there is a list of all of the streams and the schedules. There should be a Gitadora stream, although I'm not positive on that. Let me double check that real quick.
I know they were streaming, I'm just not sure on the timeline if they are still
Yes, there should be there is a Gitadora stream. There are actually 2. So go over to twitter.com/OhioDDR and you'll find it there. Ben Madsen showing very impressive, keeping a perfect full combo on this chart.
Are we allowed to say Ben Madsen showing his age? Complimentary.
Yes, Ben Madsen absolutely coming through the... 8?
8.
Ben Madsen SDPing Leading Cyber as his warm-up. That basically tells you all you need to know about Ben Madsen. Very impressive from PARANOiA as well, with only 24 perfects while playing on shuffle. Oh, they are going straight. They are playing a 17 and they chose to warm.
MUTEKI Buffalo.
They warmed up for MUTEKI Buffalo with Leading Cyber. That is a decision. This is one of the newest charts to be added to the game just last month. This is a very jump-heavy chart. This is going to be a stamina killer, and I am very interested to see what they do after warming up with Leading Cyber.
Fascinated to know if they're planning on bracketing or actually doing all the jumps.
I think it's harder to do it as brackets.
That's what I've heard.
Yes. All right. Let's see this. We are starting. Pool number is this 16 or 17?
I'm
Yes,
17.
this is pool 17, starting right off with MUTEKI Buffalo Challenge.
It's time to party like it's 1969.
Yes, Madsen versus Poplio. Let's see this go. Starting off right off the gate with jacks. These are very rough to keep your rhythm on. If you slip up even slightly, you're likely to get perfects or greats on all the rest of them. Actually, both players doing very well on the jacks. Ben Madsen picked up some early greats. Poplio still has a yellow combo. Let's see how long he can keep it up. Here's the jump section. Looks like both players are opting to do them as jumps. You also can bracket these if you're more... Oh, no, Poplio is bracketing them. That's very impressive.
Just in case you're not familiar with the terminology,
yes.
Bracketing is when you step on the bracket between the two pads so that you're able to hit a jump with one foot.
Yeah, it's hitting 2 arrows with 1 foot. Going into the slowdown, Madsen has taken a sizable lead coming out of the jump section. Now there's some confusing rhythms here, mixed in with a lot of jumps at low BPM. There's a jump jack section. That is very rough to handle, but Madsen has nearly a 100-point EX lead. That's going to be difficult for Poplio to make up, but with the second half of this chart, it's not impossible. We're going to see lots of jumps coming up. Poplio's, these are very different techniques from both players. Poplio jumping on all 4 panels at once, and Ben Madsen choosing to jump around between the different corners. This is absolutely a stamina killer chart, and Ben Madsen takes it with an 84 EX lead.
Wow.
Very, very impressive. I guess leading Cyber really was a good warm-up for this.
That is conceptually perhaps the most incredible thing of this tournament.
You cannot argue with results. Madsen taking the first win of this pool. I have to wonder whose pick this was then. I cannot possibly imagine this was Madsen's pick.
It sounds like it was Madsen's pick from chat.
This, was it actually? Is anyone able to confirm if Madsen picked this? Because actually, what? That is very, very incredible for the first song. And they are going right into Snow Prism. If you were watching the previous pools when you saw Stolte, this is by the same artist, but very, very different music style. This is a upbeat, kind of twinkly song. This is very jack heavy, similar to parts of the previous song, MUTEKI Buffalo. This is going to come down to repeatedly hitting the same note with the same foot over and over again. Yes, let's see if either player opts to use a turn mod. Yes, I see Poplio just turned on Mirror there. That's going to reverse the arrows. The reason for that being so many of the jacks in this chart are on the up arrow. Mirror will put them on down, which most players find significantly easier to hit. Yes. All right, looks like Ben Madsen is opting to play on regular without a turn mod. So let's see how familiar they both are, how good they are at jack patterns.
Looks like Madsen has the PFC on this
Yes,
already.
I play this on right. Yes, playing on left or right is also an option. This also has a lot of gallops and drill patterns like you see here. Oh, both players hitting a miss early on. I think it's going to come down to just general MA on the gallops, honestly. This song is really known for the jacks, but I think that a lot of people overlook that it's difficult to really lock into the rhythms here. And if you pick up a lot of perfects, that could be what matters more. Especially on the drills. Madsen picking up good and a great there. There's the one crossover in the entire chart, I think. Both players are very close right now. Picking up a couple misses on both sides, some greats, but still very strong showing. Going back into the Gallop section, Madsen takes another lead. Not too far ahead though, so it's really looks like it really is going to come down to the jacks and the jump section. Yeah, Poplio picks up a good there, misreading a turn. Yes, here we are at the jacks. This is one of the, it looks like Poplio has decided to forfeit the match. Oh no, they are still playing through the rest of the song, but unfortunately yep. So what happens if your life meter hits 0, you can still keep playing with the chart, but you will not earn any more EX. So that is basically a guaranteed loss. It looks like both.
Shoe come untied?
Oh, did their shoe come untied? That's unfortunate. But even so, very good showing from both players. This is a rough song where even one misstep can cost the match. So Ben Madsen takes it 2-0 in the first round of this pool.
We've got, so for this pick, I think this is actually a really smart picks on both players' ends. We have Valkyrie Dimension difficult and Draw the Savage challenge.
Yeah, it has to be Draw the Savage challenge. I don't think 14s
no 14s
are allowed here.
So this is really smart for both of these players because they have been playing for a while and their stamina is lower. And these are two very non-stamina intensive 15s and 16s.
Yeah, these are two songs where they're very technical, but the note count is a lot lower. So you can conserve your energy and it's going to come down to even closer. Every point matters.
And I don't know if you saw the Renon plushie come out on Typo's side, but...
Yes, is that the Renon plushie?
Valkyrie Dimension, yes.
Yes, is that the Renon plushie that was autographed by Tag last year?
It was autographed by Tag himself.
Yes, Tag, we had him as the guest at Mistake on the Lake last year. It was a very, very welcome surprise to see one of DDR's most beloved artists here in Ohio. He could have gone anywhere in the world, and he chose Ohio, and we should be thankful for that.
I think it was his first time in the United States.
I think it was.
And he came to Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes. So it looks like both players do get another warm-up. They have advanced from the previous pool, so they've already been playing. Typo has advanced twice now. He's been playing for over 2 hours, I think.
Yes.
They're opting for Dance Dance Revolution Challenge, it looks like, as their warm-up. This is a very, very nostalgic song. It's the credits roll of DDR Extreme. Looks like they're opting for a 12 for their warm-up, again, to conserve energy while still getting back in the groove for their set.
This is Dance Dance Revolution, not in the groove.
Yes, I was hoping you would catch that.
Got you.
I am hoping to get this chat pumped up. Yes, they did take until now. Yes, this is the credit song. If you play I believe if you play DDR Extreme, this would play in the credits after your game. And also, if you got the one more extra stage, this was the song. It's a very nostalgic background video as well. And the chart too, I believe. I believe the challenge chart for this is composed of parts of other charts.
Yes.
It's one of the, I believe it may be the first chart to have done that in DDR. Unless one of the PARANOiAs did it first.
That I don't know.
That I'd have to look up. But yeah, both strong MA from both players. Again, this is just a warm-up, so this will not affect their rankings. STANGIEX has a gold combo. Typo is ahead in EX, so both players are locking in their MA. Let's see how that translates to their actual match. This is also a rematch. Typo and STANGIEX played each other in the previous pool. I believe that was it STANGIEX won both of their songs in the previous pool. So let's see if Typo can recover. We're already seeing Typo come out ahead with a 12-point lead here, just 16 perfects, very strong. Once again, this was their warm-up. This does not count for their tournament standings, but let's go. Paranoia Survivor just being a remix, a mirror of the other Survivor. Yeah, Survivor Max, the first Nightcore song in DDR.
I think 14 might actually be legal.
I think it was. Oh, yeah, this is 15 star through 17.
So I have no idea which Draw the Savage.
Yeah, we see that they wrote down Draw the Savage. I do not know off the top. We do not know right now if that is going to be the expert or the challenge. But for now, they're picking Valkyrie Dimension Difficult. This was the first level 19 song to be added to DDR, one of the hardest in the game. It's a level 15 even on difficult. Very, very hard. And this is one of the hardest 15s to time, I think, for most people. It's like stops all over, some very interesting speed changes, and the speed up at the end. And if you keep a close eye on the background video, you will see many Renons. Shout out to the Renon plushie by the cabinet. Let's go. The song starts off right away. You can see Typo is using reading slow at 1.5x and is going to be using sudden plus to hide part of the screen, while STANGIEX is reading at 2.25. So what I'm guessing, this song is going to gradually speed up at the beginning, then go to more manageable speed for most of it, and then, yep, Typo turning on the sudden right there to hide the screen.
2 grades on the rocket step.
Yeah, so now you can see the different play styles. Typo is opting to cover the screen while keeping his options open to read the 420 BPM speed up at the end. While it looks like STANGIEX is going to be reading that probably too fast to read, which means they have most likely memorized the ending. And I believe the ending on here is just left and right arrows. It's not difficult to memorize,
yes,
but getting the timing down is very, very rough. So let's see whose strategy pays off. STANGIEX is ahead right now, about halfway through the song with about 20 to 30 points. Here we're stops coming up. You need to know the rhythm here. This is already one of the classic DDR songs at this point. I feel like most players at this point in the tournament are going to know the rhythm. Yep, there's a speed up there. You have to memorize 1 or 2 arrows to be able to hit that. STANGIEX has taken a sizable lead at this point. I believe about 30 to 40 EX. It's not out of the question that Typo could recover, though. The ending is crazy. Here we go. Let's see how they go. Typo turning off sudden plus. Oh, STANGIEX nails that ending. Full comboing the chart. I think they PFC'd that ending. That is an incredible score on this chart.
Yeah, we definitely have some signs of wear over on the Typo box side.
Yes, Yang BT. Typo is playing with arrows behind the combo. Does he normally play with that?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I don't think either of us ever realized you could move it.
If you turn on fast slow, the option's like right next to it. But yeah, so STANGIEX takes that with a sizable lead. I think that was likely their pick, given that they had the strategy. They are playing Draw the Savage Challenge. This is another very recent chart added in DDR A3. This is one of the most interesting charts in the game. It has what I believe is the lowest note count for a 16. Very simple 8 notes for most of it, but then the ending has some galaxy brain freeze note technique. So let's see how they handle it. This is a very strong, very strategic pick at this point in the tournament, given they have both been playing for at least an hour, over 2 hours in Typo's case. They want to conserve their energy and try and pick a song they're hoping the other player has not practiced. Let's see how they go.
We say this is strategic, but the shrug from Typo Box suggests that this is just a YOLO.
This was Typo's pick.
This is absolutely Typo's pick.
Yes, this is one of the most interesting charts in the game. This is going to look much less physically demanding, even if you're not familiar with many charts. You can probably see that there are much fewer arrows than the ones we've been playing before. Looks like STANGIEX picked up a miss early on. Very easy to do with some of the freeze arrows here. It's very easy to drop a freeze. It looks like STANGIEX is choosing to do the crossovers. Another option is to... Oh, but I think both players are doing the crossovers here. Typo has a yellow... did they both pick up a miss at the same time?
I don't think there's a miss.
They definitely had a miss early, so they just happen to have the same combo now. Typo has a yellow combo at the moment, and also has a 10-ish EX lead. The rhythms are starting to get a bit more complex here. There are some green notes showing up, which I believe this is 12th notes. I'm not entirely sure for this song. It's going to get more complex.
It's pretty slow. I think they might be playing chords.
Yeah. Yeah, here's where the rhythms really pick up. 12th and 24th notes gallops. You really need to know the song here. It's ramping up. Here that you can see the technique coming into play with holding down the freezes while hitting those. It's getting close. Now we're having some crossovers. You can see the technique on display for both players. And here's the real meat of the chart. Let's see how both players decide to approach this section. You have to switch off what foot is holding down the freeze while doing these gallops. STANGIEX has come out ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
2-0's Typo again.
Yes, they're 2-0 in their rematch. Still very impressive.
Look at the number of OKs on that. That is a lot of freeze notes.
That's a very okay chart. That's not many other things I can use to describe that. It's really, there's nothing else like it in the game. That's definitely a chart you need to study. There are many different ways you can approach it. I think we saw some different footwork on display from both players. And then in the end, it just comes down to how well can you execute that technique. Yes, that is certainly one of the charts of all time.
That is a 16 in the 16 folder of DDR A3.
Yes. Actually, it's in the A20 Plus folder. Please don't.
Y'all can't see me just like putting my hand down. But yeah, I guess it would be there technically since.
Yes. Well, you know, I guess in the 16 folder. I think all right, here we have STANGIEX and PARANOiA coming up next.
We got some real...
Yes,
these are picks.
Yes, we have Concertino in blue, Expert, and Megalara Garuda. Probably also the Expert, but it could also...
It could be the Expert, or...
I'm going to assume it's the Expert, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Concertino in blue is definitely a strong tournament pick. It's anyone not familiar with the song, it's one of the Bomani classics from Guitar Freaks and Drum Mania. 3rd and 4th? 4th and 5th? One of it's old. It's an old song. It's another one where the BPM is constantly changing. You have to really know those subtle changes, and the DDR chart also has lots of interesting crossover technique. So, do they get another warm-up in this? No, those players
Probably
playing
not.
already.
Everybody's warmed up now.
Yeah, there's so much going on here, it's getting a bit hard to keep track of who has played. Yes! Is this the first time you've seen Concertino in blue at this tournament?
At this tournament, I believe so. Unless
Yes.
the other side has been playing around with it.
All right, well, this is definitely a strong tournament pick.
Yeah, looks like PARANOiA has the AAA on it. STANGIEX PB is not terribly
Yeah,
far
984 is very good. No, that's not first time. Yeah, so going off just their personal best, this could be PARANOiA's pick, but again, they could have been studying the charts on YouTube or practicing at home. We'll just... Oh, what is going on here? I have headphones on. I cannot hear what they're saying.
There's a lot of shrugging. Oh. I think they logged in with the wrong EMU's card.
Oh, wrong EMU's card?
We good. Nothing's broken.
Yes. All good. We are just going to quickly re-log in here. Oh. All right. We have a quick change in the songs being played. We are now playing Digitalizer Expert and B Expert. We have gone from one extreme to another. If you know, you know. Looks like we will be seeing a very different matchup, but still a very exciting one. It's going to be testing a much different skill sets. My co-commentator Ari is stepping out for a quick bit, so I will be going solo for now. Let's see them do this. So, I believe these are going to be two much more straightforward 17s. Digitalizer is crossover heavy, and B is B. If you know it, you know it's got the long drill section and box runs. So for now, we are hopping onto Digitalizer. 180 BPM, some extended 16th runs, and lots of crossover patterns. So let's see how good your fundamentals are. This is definitely one of those charts that test those. All right, let's go off into the next match of round 17. Another Soda Fujimura song. This song comes out running. It's going to be some jumps, 16ths, and then it's going to start with the crossovers. Poplio picks up an early good. Looks like they're pretty even. Both players doing very well on those crossovers. There's going to be a lot more of them coming up. Looks like Poplio does have a slight lead at the moment. There's this 12th note section. I believe that's the only thing like that in the chart. Oh, STANGIEX getting through that with a yellow combo. Very impressive. Poplio still has the lead on EX score, though, which is what counts in this tournament. Oh, he picks up a miss, but it's going to come down to how many Marvelouses you can get. STANGIEX picks up their first great. There's lots of crossovers here, many chances to trip up. Poplio still has their lead, doing very well on that extended run. At this point, I think this is the break of the chart. You get a brief chance to catch your breath, and then it's going to get even harder. Lots of crossovers, lots of jumps. Poplio is solidifying their lead. I think they're about 40 EX up for now. Even with a couple misses, their MA is very on point. I think we're coming up to the end of the song. There's going to be a couple jumps, more crossovers, and then a couple extended 16th runs. And Poplio takes it with a 70 EX lead. Very, very impressive. Yes. Only 3 greats on this chart, plus change. That's a very, very strong showing. Only 60 perfects. Yeah, it looks like STANGIEX may be getting tired after going through an entire pool before this. So going straight into 17s is definitely something where you want to be warmed up, but you also want to make sure you still have energy. And here we are with the Bs. Can I see some Bs in the chat, please? This is going to come down to probably the B section, which is just going to be one long run. It's only 170 BPM, which is fast, but it's on the slower side for a 17. But if you go off timing during it, it can really hurt you. And Ari is back just in time to listen to B.
Oh, wow. I'm so excited to listen to B.
Yes, I'm glad you are back from your B break.
Called out. All the soothing throat tea is really catching up.
Yes. And here we go. We are here for the B.
I kind of burned my B drilling joke early.
You did. Well, we will see them drilling B pretty soon. Trigger happy. What happened to Concertino? There was a brief miscommunication. They were playing the wrong set. I believe that set with Concertino will come up later. So for now, they just switched off to DIGITALIZER and B. If you're just coming back now, Poplio took the win on DIGITALIZER. Now on B, it looks like STANGIEX is ahead. Poplio has a miss early on. STANGIEX has about a 20 EX lead going into the Gallop section. Lots of these, still with the yellow combo.
All right, are you ready for your Remy Wiki fact?
Oh boy.
They say B 600 times exactly in this song.
That is 600 times too many. I think we get the point. You're going into more complicated gallops with some green notes. You have like 4 moves here. Here's the 8-note break coming up before the B. STANGIEX has a decent lead here, but that could change at any point, and here we go.
Do you like drill runs? Here's the drill run.
There is the drill. Oh, picking up, yep, both players picking up some great during the drill. STANGIEX is maintaining their lead. Still about 30-40 EX up. But now just because the famous part of the song is over, these gallops are still very rough, including now they have crossovers. There's a lot more movement. The song does not let up at any point, even after the drill. STANGIEX still has a sizable lead, and I think they are going to take it. Yes, STANGIEX comes back with a 51 EX win. So I believe that makes it 1-1.
That was quite the win for somebody who's been playing a while.
Yes, very impressive. They've been playing for 2 or 3 hours and AAA a 17 in a tournament. Very impressive, keeping it steady throughout the B.
Buzzing right through it.
Yep.
Shoutouts to Chroma Catcher in chat, by the way.
Yes.
Lover of many Bs.
Yes, shoutouts to Chroma Catcher. Shoutouts to BP. There are many Bs in this chat, but oh, it looks like I am actually up in another tournament, so I will swap out my commentary now. I may be back later. I will see. It's been fun commentating.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Jack looks different.
You know, I take my vitamins, I say my prayers, I get a little bit different. You know, that's what happens. I'm not Jack. No, I'm Andrew. I'm filling in for Jack. He's up for his DDR doubles. So, hi again. If you were watching last night.
Which is funny because I think I filled in for you while you were playing doubles.
It's the double. You know, there's just. It ruins commentary doubles. I think that's sort of what we're learning today.
Tournament time is an illusion. Okay, so tie break. We went 1-on-1 on last set, so looks like we're playing
Night of Nights.
Nights Ryu.
Ryu.
Close to the same number of steps as in B, I think, which is what we played last. Very stamina.
It is definitely, I'd say it's a pretty straightforward 16, but it is full of energy. It's got some great runs in there. I love this remix, and it's great that we have it on I would say, US cabinets. I know it was only available on Gold Cabs for a while just because of the licensing stuff, so great that we finally have it.
We've really been lacking Night of Nights in rhythm games.
Crowd is getting hype. Let's go.
Fantastic song for Marvelous Attack as far as 16s go, though, so I'm excited to see what the perfect counts look like on the charts for each player.
Oh, yeah. We got some, I could do those crisp steps.
So crispy.
Blue ESP Revolution says, but for real, the remix is better than the original. I don't know, is that a controversial take?
I like Ryu better than Cool and Create personally, so I'm inclined to agree. I think that's heresy in some Toho circles, so my apologies to the Toho purists.
Oh, it's okay, everyone's got it.
I don't have my Fumo with me right now. It is not Fumo Friday. In fact, it is Saturday.
Well, focusing on the EX.
Yes.
It is very, very close right now. Looks like Strange EX is currently almost 30 EX higher than their personal best right now.
We're getting a little bit of a break here, but it's going to ramp up again. There we go.
Now
we have the anchor run.
runs.
Good work for both of them on it. Strange EX maintaining combo.
When charts get this difficult also, it is so hard to call a winner at any point before that last note. You have 1/16th run and the whole run could be shot. So we got to keep an eye on this.
Extremely consistent chart, so. They are neck and neck. They are trading perfects right now.
Ooh, it looks like a slightly fine
Strange EX looking a little
Oh,
tired
10 EX.
10 EX. Poplio takes it. Some cheers in the crowd. A little comeback from Poplio having a really unfortunate incident with their shoelace getting stuck in the pads.
Ooh.
So it's really good to see them come back and take it with such a great score.
That is awesome. And look at that EX too. We got a 7 in there. It's just it's a little bit different here and there. That was so close. But that's, I guess, what happens when you have just a 16 fairly straightforward with just dense chart, like.
Exactly. That's not one of the ones where necessarily chart knowledge is going to make a difference, where you have to be very prepared. That one is just raw, your base timing skill, your base stamina skill.
Oh, definitely.
Avery with maybe a little bit more of an advantage just from being on fresher legs, since Strength PX has been playing for so long.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely no having to jump off the pad to hit your sudden plus or anything like that, or knowing speed up, slow downs, pauses, things like that.
But what's fantastic about this level of play, especially, is that there is such a wide variance in the amount of picks. So you might see a really aggressive stamina chart that's more of an MA competition between two players, and then you'll flip over and you'll get Fascination, Eternal Love mix 16 just thrown into the mix, where it's you have to know or you can't execute it the way you need to.
Absolutely. I say 14s are sort of the transitionary period into the more difficult charts, and I think the same could be said of 16s, sort of getting into that higher level 17, 18 area. It's just, this is when, more stuff is just thrown at you, and you really have to know how to react and how to hit that, I hate to say it, hit that sudden plus button too,
exactly.
A lot of times. So there's more action going on off the pad necessarily. So I think we're getting confirmation on what songs are going to be played next. Bear with us for just a moment.
So I believe the two picks for this round between Typo and Ben Madsen are 888 Expert and PARANOiA Revolution Difficult. I think both of these are 14s. I know both of these are 14s, actually.
Yeah.
Definitely, this might be a better set for Typo just because they are very tired at this point, it appears. And, Ben will know these charts in and out. Ben has incredible knowledge of many charts in the game, including new ones. We got a huge surprise in the MUTEKI Buffalo Challenge earlier. So I think this will be a really interesting match. And we were talking about Sudden Plus Tech here. Sudden Plus Tech is definitely going to play a... Are we not doing these songs? You know what? This list is completely wrong, so I apologize. Completely forget everything I just said about these two picks. We are playing DDR MEGAMIX.
Well, let's not discount your Sudden Plus usage here, because we are going to be playing DDR MEGAMIX.
That's true. Sudden Plus is a real strategy here. Some use it, some don't.
yeah, we're going to be, we're going from like about 150 BPM to like 65-ish, and then we're just going to crank things up and hit that 333 Legend of Max run at the end.
That incredible first step into Afronova, that's a different BPM from the rest of Afronova.
Let's not talk about that step. That step is just I feel like it's everyone's arch nemesis.
I think the bag section is mine, but everybody has something in DDR MegaMix that is just
they
their
love and
kryptonite.
they hate.
Looks like neither will be doing such a class.
Ooh.
A little bit of a boomer battle here. Both have been around a while. Both know all these songs.
The one thing I can say about Ben is that whenever I see him perform at a tournament, it always seems like the most gimmicky charts are the strength. So
Typo picking up a great here. Both are just spot on MA here. There have not been a lot of yellow steps.
And there you go. And we're going to be going to Japan shortly.
Taking a little trip.
But you know, Japan, it's fun and all, but sometimes I just want to go to those highlands. Just have a lovely march with some bagpipes.
Bag is pretty much engraved in your brain if you've been playing DDR for a long time. You hear it in your sleep. You see the arrows in your sleep. Both players extremely competent on this section. Madsen with a fairly considerable lead.
But again, you know, we're going to see some pretty dense charting towards the end with that Legend of Max run. So it's, I mean, we have a moderate lead right now, but we're going to have to see what happens at the very end of the chart.
This is the nice break section. It looks pretty dense because it's slow, but these jumps are at a comfortable speed. It's a good place to regain some stamina.
You really just got to call out Ben's MA on these slower BPM songs too. It's just, he is locked in.
Absolutely. And here we go. We are coming up to the Legend of Max here.
And this is, in my opinion, this is going to decide who's going to win this song, because we got a lot of notes coming up.
Absolutely. This is the ending of the Legend of Max Expert chart. It is fast. It is brutal. It is streamy.
Ben's still looking like he's maintaining that lead.
Great MA on both sides, though. Those ending jumps.
Ben just not giving up any EX on
No
this one.
quarter on that one.
Nope, and takes it with about, what is it, 55 or so?
Very comfortable lead, yeah. 57, I'm not sure.
57.
Triple A from both. Absolutely, that perfect count. So clean on Ben Madsen's side. 55 and 2.
Two greats on that one.
Typo no slouch over there, but
Definitely not. I mean, especially when you are performing just in front of so many people, I always say, totally different from playing in an arcade, quiet, not having to worry of anyone looking at your screen, compared to being on stream with just surrounded by like 100 people. It's just a totally different experience.
And now we move on to a pick.
I'm looking at Ben's best on this, and it's making me
Right, a little jealous.
Jealous and horrified at the same time. That is 12 perfects on this. Oh.
This is Typo's pick. Many people have a lot of conflicting feelings on this chart. The song is by Walk and Course K. Many people love it musically. It's hard.
I think the one thing people can agree on is that I've fallen, and I can't get up.
It has the best sample in the history of music.
Absolutely. So this is typobox's pick.
Yes.
Wow. This is, I mean, wow. I question if they knew that Ben had such a high score on this, but we are going to have to see how this pans out because, you know, bests are bests. They're not what you can necessarily pull out during tournaments.
Sometimes you just pick the ones you want to play.
Ooh, typobox getting the marvelous on the first note.
Fist pump.
Small victories. this chart is just, you have to play it pretty slow for a majority of it. It does speed up to 300 BPM at the end.
Yes.
And there are quite a few ambiguous greens in the slowdown section that you really have to know the rhythms to know how to step there.
People kind of talk about how, like, once you get to the speed up, you're home free, but it's patterned pretty trickily.
Oh, yeah.
No sudden plus on either side. Ben not giving any quarter again. We're still a gold combo over on the right side. Luke Revolution. Yes, this song is insanely quiet. And this is about where you would toggle the sudden plus, if you had one.
Ben looks like about 30 points in the lead right now as we head into the nice 12th note, or what are these, 24th even?
Yeah, they're pretty darn fast. Those are probably 24th. I'm no music major, but those puppies are fast. Ben still gold over there.
My musical background is, I played around with the Stepmania editor. Ooh, typobox taking some goods.
Ben with a comfortable lead.
Ooh, another good on typobox's side.
I have a little bit of intuition that suggests Typo just picked this for fun. A little bit.
And there we go. About 100 EX lead from Ben Madsen on that one.
Kind of a blowout, but some fun song choices.
We got to hear Remain, so couldn't be that bad, right?
We kind of got to hear Remain. They really, like, there are two ends of the spectrum in DDR, and they are Remain and a legal function call. One you can't hear unless you're, like, up on the cabinet, and the other one, like, I can hear it in the bathroom across from, like, all the way across Dave & Buster's. So I am going to take a siesta and swap out with the lovely Oz. So I will probably see y'all later. Thank you so much for putting up with me. And I will hand it over to some other capable hands and go drink a lot of tea. My throat is killing me.
Go take care of yourself. It was a pleasure. And now stepping up to the commentary plate, we have Oz. Hello, Oz, yes. Nice parappa there, Apperhet. Oh boy, I just got a tip off of what we're going to be seeing shortly.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. How we doing? How we doing?
I'm very impressed with your vocal range, by the way.
How we doing?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. I have been trying to master the
Tim Allen grunt.
The Tim Allen,
yes.
I'm trying very hard.
You're doing.
My favorite personal sound effect is.
I've never heard that one before.
You
Anyway,
haven't heard that. You haven't heard.
I have not, unfortunately.
Wow.
But what I have heard is Concertino in Blue, which we are going to be seeing very shortly. This song is, I would say, rather technical with its BPM changes. That's putting it mildly.
That's an understatement.
Yes. 155 this maxes out, but we will be seeing some gradual speed ups and slowdowns throughout the song, and I would say a little bit of some awkward turn runs.
Yeah, it's very turny, and great thing about this one is it just doesn't stop really.
No. This, I mean, it's an older song from Guitar Freak's Drummania, and I'm thrilled that it finally made it to DDR.
And also, I'm happy to suffer through this song.
It's a lot of fun, and I have a feeling once this got released for everybody, this used to be an exclusive song that you had to pay for.
Yes.
Once it got released, I think a lot of people immediately tournament pick.
Yes, honestly, and it was like a soft pad exclusive to Japan or something like that. Lots of funky, really funky ways to play it. But now it's available to everyone, and everyone's gotta just grind on this to really figure out the nuances.
Oh yes, absolutely.
All right, but we it's honestly like neck to neck right now. We got Pablio, Cardmaster is,
Ooh.
okay, Pablio is up by 7.
This is a pretty close match.
And we're hitting the tail end of it right now. It's about to slow down really hard.
This one is so difficult. The other tricky part is the drum beats. It's just like, you can't use that to time.
No,
So
no,
you
no,
just
no.
have to be very visual, and it's done. 10EX.
By 10EX, Cardmaster takes that with 91 perfects, 20 great, just a lot of change going on here between Pablio and typobox.
Look at those. I mean, just look at the marvelous, the perfect, and the great count. It's just nothing is above a 6 difference there.
It's extremely even. Really shows how well Renalis suited all of these individual players together. There's been so many tight matches happening.
I mean, if you look at this, it's really difficult to find fault with any of these placements.
Like, you have to think about how, like, there were certain pulls that were behind by a little bit, like, in time, because players just kept flying. Over and over and over, it just kept happening.
Oh, yes. And it looks like we're going to be going to Megalara Garuda.
Man, you know what? I'll go with your pronunciation there.
I don't know if I'm right at all.
Megalara Garuda.
Garuda! That's a Final Fantasy 16 reference, by the way. But we're going to be playing this one. This one, I believe, is notorious.
Over the head.
This is famous in UB, I believe, because it has the highest difficulty for multiple.
It was the highest before they added decimal points to the difficulty rate. So it was a 10, a 10, and a 10. And they kind of tried to pay tribute to this in DDR by having a 16, a 17, and an 18 respectively.
Gotcha.
So this is I would say that this is a pretty straightforward 17. I feel like it's going to come down to the MA between both players, which Pablio is trying to get adjusted right now. There were some greats and there were some misses happening. Typo has the combo still going right now.
Yeah, when you start off a song like that on a slower section, it can be a little bit tricky to dial in the timing, and then you get that speed up, and now it's like, all right, you're testing how good was my sync in that beginning versus the speed that I'm actually comfortable reading.
Exactly, and you have to like immediately readjust as soon as it speeds back up. And the plus sign that I'm seeing on Pablio's side of the EX score is just going up and up and up. I'm aware that Pablio is starting to become more of a home player as of recently. So it's possible they had like a kind of funky run in the past and then like perfected it at home.
Definitely. Just before, it looks like about a 20 EX difference between both players right now. So, I mean, there's still plenty of song left to go, so I'm not going to discount anything yet. And we still have a little bit of a tricky section.
We're getting twisty here.
With some 16th runs into 12th notes, getting a little rhythmic, and then we're going to have one more slowdown at the very end. And again, that's going to be your transitioning from that perfect read speed that you love to something that's half that much. So, you got to see how these players adapt.
We're about to hit it right now. Oh, okay, we got a great and good on Typo's side. Pablio actually perfectly handled that slowdown. All right.
It does look like Pablio took it.
Wow. Okay. So, wow, look at that money score. We got 69 perfect, nice. We got 69 perfects, 8 greats, 3 misses, and that is a perfect 990, like on the dot for the money score.
That is good. I don't like my hanging numbers. I just like a nice square 4 zeros. That's what I like.
We love like no change here, really.
Evenness, thank you.
All right. Okay. So I hopped on here, and is this the end of the set, or is it the end of the pool, or is it the?
Well, in the interim, I did see a very controversial take from Luke Revolution saying that this 17 should be re-rated to a 16. And that's how I feel. You know, you can have straightforward 17s in my opinion.
Like B was kind of like the like king of that for the queen bee, if you will, of the 17, like entry level. Like it's fine to have an entry level 17, you know.
I agree. I completely agree.
You get a lot of straightforward patterns that are just warming you up for the rest of the folder.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. Luke Revolution was saying over the period should be a 16.
Okay, well that's correct.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with that.
As somebody who may at some point want to go for their gold 15 lamp,
I'm sorry.
I'll selfishly say yes. Make it a 16 because I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that open.
Like Hades and like I'm already just it's bad enough with like all the like evolved songs. So
I agree.
Shoot.
I agree.
Yeah.
Amen, says Luke Revolution. So we're going to be finding out what our players are going to be playing in just a moment.
Oh wow.
Should have some more info for you.
I am in suspense.
I know. I think once you start getting to the 16s, that's when, like, again, I love stuff. I love stuff that's before this. I love earlier difficulties. But the 16s, that is when stuff gets juicy, in my opinion. Perfectly seasoned steak juice. You got meaty, you got seasoned. Oh, that's
A1 sauce on top. If that's your thing. If that's
no,
your
you
thing.
use ketchup, right? Put ketchup on that steak. A1 sauce, what?
Okay, well that would definitely describe over the period as a 15.
Ketchup on a well-done steak. Perfect.
With like mustard. It's a steak with like honey mustard or something. I'm trying to think of just the most off-the-wall condiment.
Yeah.
You could probably top it.
I could. I don't think I should put my brain into that position though.
Don't access
for
like,
my own
that
sanity.
position.
For my own sanity. Oh, okay. This is what we're playing. Okay. So.
Oh boy, howdy. Okay.
I believe before we were talking about a song that you might want to use Sudden Plus on, and it was 888. Well, guess what? We're actually going to be watching our players play 888 Expert. So.
All right.
Both players
switch on over to the gameplay here.
We are going to be getting the gameplay up in a moment.
There we go. There we go.
You don't want to look at us during this.
Yeah,
so we are in 888 right now. Neither player choosing to use 7+ on this one. And
that's a very, well, that makes sense for Ben Madsen, I would say.
Ben Madsen, yes, definitely capable of reading slower speeds. And I will say for this song in particular, the window to hit Sudden Plus is so short.
You have like one.
It's one hold right after the slowdown.
You have one freeze arrow and like that's it.
Definitely a risky proposition if you're in a tournament setting like this.
Exactly. We got that classic old school player stance from Ben right now. And we are, yeah, Ben's up by, I would say like 10 or 15 EX right now.
Close to 20 even, yeah.
No bar in this section.
And I believe coming up is when, yeah, right at that hold is when you would be hitting that Sudden Plus. It's so short.
Yeah, it's like, it's not. Both players making a wise choice here.
And Ben just with the perfect combo still.
He's happening. These arrows are going to hit it. And we are about to go into the speed up here. Oh, we got a weird good from Ben here.
Ben picking up a good.
But it's looking like Ben gets.
I don't think this one note is going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, with a exact 30 EX difference. Incredible showing for both players here.
Oh.
I'm good, honestly. I mean, we need to. I'm scheduled for like 5. I'm gonna just keep going as far as possible. So it's really whatever.
Sorry, I had to do some communication off mic here. All right. But yeah, we have incredible showing from the players. And we are going to go into the the very spicy 14 here of PARANOiA Revolution. Shockingly, this used to be rated a 13.
Wait, what?
Yeah, when it came out for, I believe it was X3. Yeah, it was rated a 13. I don't think anyone understood why. It was very quickly re-rated.
Wow. Yes.
This is...
we call that the max period syndrome. Also
Yes.
13 at some point, but I think they came to their senses, Konami, and said, "Oh wait, who was drinking varnish when they were rating this song?"
Who was eating steak with mustard when they were coming up with this?
So we are going to PARANOiA Revolution. I would say it's not a very difficult chart if you know where all the stops and the slowdowns are, but that last run, there's a last really quick run that just, I believe there's like one weird twist that you can do
I
on there.
have personally never nailed that final run, like
And
ever.
it is a PFC killer for sure.
It is, absolutely.
So we have to see if either of these players know about that, and we'll find out at the very end of the song.
All right, early perfect from both players. Caught off guard a little bit, but they are quickly making up ground.
Does looks like Ben is behind by only a few acts right now.
Yeah, this is way too tight to tell. However, we did just get a grade from STANGIEX, is that how you say it?
I believe so.
We're gonna go with that.
And it is neck and neck right now. And the scores, oh my goodness, the EX difference right now is negligible.
As we go into the slowdown, oh my god.
This is gonna come, I'm telling you, this is gonna come down to that run at the very end.
It's like, why should we even say anything right now? Let's just wait until then. But no, we gotta keep moving the lips here.
I know, we don't want dead air.
All right, going back up.
MUTEKI Revolution, calling out the beautiful background video also.
Love the background video so much.
It's great. It just invokes feelings of old school
right, do they
DDR.
remember the pause?
They
Yes. Yes, they do.
STANGIEX looks like picking up, as of right now, personal best of 10DX improvement, and that's increasing.
And just going up and up.
Does
However,
look like,
we do have Madsen who made up some ground. It's looking like a 10 or 20 EX difference, but let's wait for the pause here to really tell.
and there was that weird,
Okay, it's a
Ben
difference
nailed
of
it.
17. Let's see what happens here. Oh, okay.
a 20 EX, 21, sorry.
Wow. I saw some greats on Madsen's side, but like, he had the lead, he kept it. 31 perfects in one grade. Getting a grade in that run, which is...
He kept that PFC for the tricky part, and
I will happily accept any F in chat for that. As Andrew said, it's the killer. And
he survived, but got the grade elsewhere, unfortunately.
he survived, but at what cost?
Still very impressive performance from both players. Seriously, pulling out a AAA on that song, just within a tournament environment is just huge. And again, it does look like STANGIEX managed to get a personal best also, so huge shout outs for that as well.
Shout out to everyone, literally anyone who can beat a PB in a tournament setting, because it's so easy to get just the nerves.
Yes.
You know?
It's, I'm going to go back to my old reliable phrase here. Pressure can make you crumble, but pressure can also create diamonds. And it really depends on the person. I know some players that love to perform, and they are just like at the top of their game when they have an audience and when they're at a tournament setting.
Yeah.
And some
There are
players,
people who eat that up.
yes, some players just get noodle legs and just cannot perform. And again, I'm happy to raise my arm. That is me. I'm noodle leg Andrew. Whenever the pressure is on, count on my legs
Last
to
name
crumble.
Noodle Leg, first name Andrew.
It's true. It's true. My father was a noodle.
You turned out fine, I think.